Oh boy. Someone labeled this, quote, the art of war, India versus Pakistan.
Oh man. 做吧。
Talk about biological forms of warfare as things are definitely heating up inside of the Indian-Pakistan border, as there are a lot of fake news reports, a lot of misinformation, a lot of people actually apathetic and not really caring about the situation, but I think we should, as we have another war on our hands here that, of course, could quickly escalate to some very grand and dangerous proportions, and I think it's worth talking about and reporting on as honestly as we can here, as clearly the situation could very quickly involve many other countries, many other alliances, and like we have seen throughout recorded human history, that usually doesn't work out that well, as this could be the one moment that unleashes all of hell on earth, as other countries like China could see, oh, Taiwan's looking pretty interesting now. Oh, Iran and Israel, they're looking pretty. This could be the moment that could set it all off, and hopefully that will not happen at all here. Now, we're getting some interesting troop movement developments, specifically from Pakistan, as Pakistan has just closed down its airspace for 48 hours as they are authorizing a response to the attack that the Indian government committed against their own territory, as we're finding out that in the aftermath of this, at least 26 people have lost their lives, including a 3-year-old girl, and at least 46 other people were wounded from this offensive by the Indians. All of this, as it looks like we have another airline champion of conflict zones, and that, of course, is Ethiopian Airlines, that in the midst of this fighting and war said, yeah, well, just don't worry about it. We'll just fly right through all of this. As, of course, India confirmed that it struck 9 Pakistani, quote, terrorist camps, as Pakistan is claiming that 5 of the Indian jets were shot down. Now, why is India doing this? India is trying to avenge a terrorist attack that happened by Pakistani Muslims, mainly on Hindus inside of India. This conflict goes back many, many decades, all the way since the British controlled the territory and used divide and conquer techniques in order to, of course, try to rule the territory as they previously did beforehand. Now, the New York Times talks about that there's a lot of symbolism behind India's, quote, Operation Sindoor, as the name for the military attack on Pakistan brings to mind a woman who became shorthand for the grief wrought by a terrorist attack. Yes, very symbolic gesture here, as, of course, India has also turned off water supply to the Pakistanis, as the Pakistanis have been disputing India on this border dispute for a while, as Pakistan says that the whole entire region should be theirs in the border disputed region. India says, nope, it is ours. Now, these Indian airstrikes now have some key questions that are going to be asked by a lot of people here regarding all of this entire situation with how it's going to unfold from now. As, of course, people are asking the question, will Pakistan respond? All signs for right now point to yes. These are new escalations that have been building up for quite a while. This conflict probably is going to be territorial just amongst the border, as we have some key land and contested territories that the Pakistanis really want for natural resources, specifically for water, that the Indians are now cutting the supply on them with. Now, how can we step back from the brink of this kind of border conflict that has been brewing for a long time, escalating? Well, we just kind of hope and pray that cooler minds prevail here. And guess what? That's not really that good here, specifically with the tensions that have been escalating here for quite a while. Now, Pakistan is claiming that they shot down 5 of India's fighter jets. India is, of course, contesting that. Pakistan condemned their act of war and, of course, now is vowing retaliation as now we kind of wait here for this inevitable kind of clapback by the Pakistanis against the Indians. India is claiming that 3 of their fighter jets crashed during these local conflicts. It's still unclear whether they were shut down or whether there was airline pilot error that led to this specific crash over Pakistani territory. But it looks like the Pakistani military spokesperson came out and says that, yep, we shut them down, we took them down. But again, who do you really believe in times of war? You shouldn't believe anybody because there's a lot of propaganda, a lot of disinformation, a lot of fear-mongering out there. As the only thing we know now is that, yes, Pakistan will retaliate. How, when, where? We still do not know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it would be over the key geological features of the border territory, if the fighting would kind of spark off somewhere around there, in order to try to give Pakistan more of a kind of stronger foothold with the natural resource war that has been unfolding between India and Pakistan for quite a while. Now, these 2 territories are separated from a country that used to be together. But they were separated because the Muslim factions and the Hindu factions couldn't get along with each other. They were fighting each other. They were at odds with each other. And then they said, we'll just make you 2 separate countries. And now those 2 separate countries will be fighting and are continuing fighting right now. As I think it's fair to assume here there's other countries that are going to be involved here. We'll tell you about the alliance breakdown, how this is working out, what's going to be happening here in a little bit. Before we do, we want to tell you about wearechange.shop, one of the best shops out there. I have some of the best top quality ingredients and supplies out there for the general public. And a lot of them we're running short on because we're just selling a whole bunch of them. And get them while supplies last. We still have some takecom.com. This is one of my favorite products. I really like it. It's right here on my desk here. And a lot of people who... Oh, I should have brought this from my friend yesterday. I was meeting with one of my good friends that dealt with anxiety, and he said that this really helped him. I should have brought it. I totally was. Anyway, I like helping people. A lot of people like to prey on you, like to take advantage of you. This product, it's a high-quality product. It's not the same product you get at the gas station. The stuff you get at the gas station filled with a lot of fillers. Sometimes they're filled with seed oils. This stuff right here filled with good quality ingredients, made here, sourced here from the United States. It's not from China, okay? It's made here, packaged here, delivered here inside of the United States, and it's a really great product. A lot of the other people that sell this product sell it for $120. We sell it for $64. We sell it for about half of that. Smaller premium for us, yeah, sure, but it's a great product, and I just want it out there to the general public, as of course this stuff has helped me out tremendously, especially when it comes to anxiety, especially when it comes to calming down and relaxing and being able to chill and being able to meditate and being able to actually let go of the kind of more difficulties of life that we're dealing with. And I really like this product. I think you might potentially like it too. Talk to any medical professional before taking anything into your body, but check out wearechange.shop and check out takecom.com. The link is down in the description below. It's truly one of the best things out there for overall mental health for me personally. Now, what do we know so far here? As this is a pretty dramatic escalation. People need to calm down. I think we need to calm the Pakistanis and the Indians. And the Pakistanis are, of course, saying this is an act of war because, this is here. The Indians are saying this is a limited strike on terrorists that we have to get rid of, that the Pakistanis that they allege were aiding and supporting when it came to this terrorist attack just a few days ago that specifically hurt innocent civilians that were Hindu. Now, the corresponding action is what we are waiting for. As 2 weeks ago was this terrorist attack on Indian soil. 26 people, mainly tourists, and it was a horrible event, horrible thing that has happened that the Indian government says the Pakistani government was complicit and involved in. Now, it looks like 26 people also have lost their lives through these Indian strikes here. Kind of odd how those numbers are kind of the same here. Let's hope and pray that life loss here isn't escalated here, but with the way that history kind of rhymes and repeats, we're not looking too good here, specifically for this ongoing particular conflict that probably will be escalating and growing from here to the detriment of, the entire world. What we know right now is that this entire situation is on edge, and you should prepare for the worst if you are in this specific region. Donald Trump was asked about this particular conflict. This is what he had to say about it.
Mr. President, any reaction to the attacks between India and Pakistan?
No, it's a shame. We just heard about it just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. They've been fighting for many, many decades and centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
Will it end very quickly? Well, right now we're going to see how Pakistan will retaliate, and then, of course, India is probably going to retaliate from here, as Marco Rubio is speaking to India and Pakistan in the making of this video. He's trying to, of course, create a situation where hopefully cooler heads prevail here, as Donald Trump's statements are pretty, clear here. Hey, we want this to end. We don't want this to escalate, and we don't want this to get crazier. But it's pretty clear here, even though Marco Rubio is talking to both sides here, that the United States is just a little bit more aligned with India. Now, the United States is holding talks with both of these countries, and right now, Washington is a close partner of India. It's also an ally of Pakistan. The Pakistani ISI doesn't have the best track record with the United States intelligence agencies, by the way. They're also involved in some shady things regarding, the events that happened in New York City in 2001. So, both nuclearly armed countries. China is supporting Pakistan. China has their own border disputes with India. Israel is supporting India. And the Muslim world is predominantly supporting Pakistan because Pakistan is a Muslim country. Now, again, we got to understand here, this could very quickly and surely unfold in a way where boom, 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 nuclear war, catastrophic levels of events, and something that should be on our radar, on our purview, to try to stop and de-escalate at all costs right now. Will that happen? Well, it seems like most people don't even care about what's going on here. Zero Hedge had an interesting article here saying 10 points to keep in mind amongst these escalating tensions. The first one was the British role in Indo-Pakistan tensions is a relic of the past. It is, but it has brought us to this particular moment. As right now, the UK and India agreed to a trade deal after 3 years of talks here, showing, again, Israel, the United States, mainly kind of supporting India here, China, the other Muslim world, Turkey, a NATO nation supporting Pakistan. This is interesting that the UK kind of announced this a few hours ago, specifically where everything that's kind of unfolding and going on here, as the UK doesn't have the best track record of, what they were doing over in India with the East Indian Trading Company. A lot of very interesting history and lore there that, when we're looking at history here, we're looking at particular stories that are told in very interesting one-sided ways. And I still think that there's bigger things now, especially in hindsight, that we definitely weren't told the truth about, looking back at that specific time and period. As now Zero Hedge also writes that there's strategic, religious, and political factors are all behind this Pakistani claim. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what this whole thing's over it, as well as water, natural resources, and the flow of water from a river that the Pakistanis rely on for most of their irrigation that now they are going to be running in short supply on. There's also, the Muslim movement, pro-Palestinian movement supports Pakistan, just like we said here. Israel supports India. And people are saying, well, a lot of the kind of support by all these other kind of nations are kind of irrelevant here. Now, what's going to be happening specifically with the BRICS nations is also going to be interesting here. As again, each side here, India, Pakistan, they're accusing each other of terrorism, and it's just gonna be a tit for tat pendulum swing. That's going to be ridiculous. That's really what's going to be happening here, and this is not going to be fun to deal with, especially if you are in the region, if you are in the territories. As again, Pakistan is the smaller military, but it does have more nuclear weapons than India. Again, we have to understand here, with this conflict kind of unfolding here, you got to understand there's other conflicts that are brewing. And if this one kind of goes off, other countries are like, this could be the perfect opportune time to launch our strike, our attack. This could be the perfect time to go after the territory that we want in this specific region. As of course, if the world's busy in the Middle East, if there's fighting, which could again spark off with this conflict, and that's unfolding right now, especially with what just was announced with Gaza, as the Israelis are saying, yeah, full occupation. We're just going to take it all over, and we're going to hand deliver the aid to there. That right there is going to spark up the Muslim world. That's not going to be too happy about this. The alliance is already kind of being made here in the side of Ukraine here. We are dealing with a bigger proxy war as the North Koreans are actually doubling down on their troop involvement in the region. And so far, there were some reports saying that the North Korean troops got their tukuses handed to them, but there's other reports contesting that. But what we do know is that the North Koreans now are doubling down and sending even more of their troops, more of their forces, down into the Ukrainian territory, where they will be fighting alongside the Russians with their own battle battalions on the front lines of this conflict that Donald Trump is trying to end. And so far, it looks like it is not going to be ending at any time soon. The latest of which was Putin saying, hey, we'll do a 3-day ceasefire. And Zelensky was like, Suko Hublach, no, niet. That means no, in a nice way. Sir, please no. Suka Hublach. Say it. Suka Hublach. Niet. Come on. That's how you say no, sir, in a really nice way. Please, we do not want your truce. Anyway, I digress here. I kid. As the Sun here has a very interesting article saying, nuclear strikes, secret bunkers for royals, and massive cyber attacks, how Britain is secretly bracing for war with Russia. Again, people are like, how is this connected to India, Pakistan? Again, once the alliances kind of break out here, bigger conflict kind of breaks out here, this is an opportunity. This is a window that opens for the devils, the demons, the evil spirits to kind of walk on in and say, yeah, more human sacrifice, more war. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity to start another conflict. That's essentially, I think, what we are looking at here. And with these proxy conflicts, with tensions heating up in the Middle East, with this one heating up here with India and Pakistan, with now a potential invasion of Taiwan by China, the world is at brink here. And we're a lot closer to nuclear annihilation than a lot of people believe we actually are. That's the type of truth here that I think a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter. AI is going to take us over anyway. Well, maybe we could blow each other up beforehand. Hopefully not. Like, that'd be cool if we did it. Can we not? Can we just like chill out? Can we just like relax? Can we not try to destroy the world many times over? I mean, that'd be cool, you know? And I think you would realize that by taking some calm. TakeCalm.com. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.